First, let's start by adding some textures to the ground and the ball. For that, I have these two textures. I will simply drag these two textures into the editor. Let's create a folder. Okay, now to create new materials, either you can right click and create material, or you can simply drag the textures directly onto the objects in the scene, and it will automatically assign a new material. Same way you can add to the walls. Now I want to reuse this same wall material. Now you might notice that it's stretched a bit because we need to adjust the tiling. For that, go to the material properties. Then you can adjust the tiling here. I'm gonna put 20 on the Y and it looks much better right now. Same thing for the walls. Okay, it looks much better right now. Now let's add some scripts for the ball movement and also add physics to the ball so that it won't fall through the ground. I will show you what I mean. So to add physics, we need a collider and a rigid body for the moving objects. For the ground, we just need to add some colliders. Because its unit is default objects, it will already add colliders to the 3D game objects. Now select the ball and add a rigid body component. Now let's try to play the game. As you can see, nothing happens, but if I just move the ball up, you can see it's falling down because of gravity due to physics. Now let's create a new script to control the movement of the ball. So create a folder called scripts, and we will create a script called movement. Okay, now open the script on Visual Studio. Just double click and it will open. These are default functions. Start is called on the first execution during the gameplay, and update is called every frame. As you can see, I will show you how this works by adding some debug logs. Now, if we hit the play button, if you check out the console here, nothing happens because we haven't added the script to the objects. So first select our sphere and drag our script. Now, if you check the console, you can see start is called only once and update is being called as the game progress. Now, let's write the actual movement script. For that, first we need access to the rigid body. So let's create a public variable for accessing the rigid body. Then we need to add new function. Since we are going to use physics, we cannot add the movement script in the update. So we are going to use fixed update for that. And here first we need to get input. Since we want to move the ball when we press keyboard keys, we need to get the input from the keyboard. For that, I will use input.getAxis from Unity. So these two scripts will allow input from the keyboard like the WASD key or the movement arrow keys. Now that we got the movement, let's create a vector3. We need to convert the input into vector3. Only then we can move the ball. So after that, let's use the rigid body add force function. We might also need to control the movement speed of the ball. So let's create a new public field called movement speed. Let's leave it to 5 for now. We will change this in the Unity editor later. So we will multiply our movement vector with the movement speed. Now, if we check the ball, we can see two new fields in the movement script. So we need to add the reference to the rigid body So let's just drag this rigid body, and also movement speed, we will keep it like 5 for now. Let's test it out. So now if I press the WASD key, we are actually getting an error. This is common in new Unity versions. So if you are a beginner and if you encounter this issue, it's actually quite easy to fix. For that, just go to edit and project settings. Then under the player settings, you can see an input settings. As you can see here, right now the active input is using the new input system. We need to use the old input system. So just change that, and you might need to restart the editor. Now if you play, you won't see the error. And if I press the W key, you can see the ball moving forward. Just like that, you can move around using the keyboard keys. Now let's add some movement to the camera. Camera should follow the ball. So let's create new script for that. For the camera movement script, we need two variables. First one is the target. The target is the object which we want to follow. In our case, it will be the ball. And the second one will be an offset to the movement. We do not need to move the camera at exact same position of the ball. We need the camera to stay behind the ball. Only then we can see the ball clearly. So if we just simply put the camera on the same position as ball, that's not what we want. So we will add an offset to give some space. We do not need this start function, so we will remove that. Now let's add the script to make the camera follow the target. So for that, first we need to access the transform and then apply the position of the target. So let's access the transform, then apply the position using transform.position. And then we need to look at the object. We need the camera to look. So for that, Unity has a function called look at. Then we will pass the same target. If you are confused about what this transform is, if you look at Unity, we have different objects. Every object in the scene has a transform component. Like here, you can see the ball has a transform. Then the camera also has a transform. So the transform is what makes the object uh, like giving them a position in the world, like a position and rotation and scale. So uh, if we change the position component in the transform, you can see the camera moving. So we need to change these values to make the camera follow the ball. That's why we are using this transform. So transform means whatever the object that this script is attached to. So if we attach the script to the camera, the transform component will be the camera. If you attach it to ball, the transform will be the ball. Now for the target, we need to assign the ball. For that, first save the script. Now on the camera, we attached the camera follow script, and we need to assign the target, which will be our sphere, and we need to set an offset. So for this, I'm gonna set 3.38 on the Y and minus 7.35 on the Z. Now let's test this if it works. Now if we move the ball, you can see the camera is also moving with it. one thing is missing. We need to add a jump functionality to the board. So let's go back to the movement script. Let's add one more field for the uh, jump force. For adding jump force, we are going to use the update function because we need to get access to the input system. We need to jump only when we press the space key. So for that, we are going to use input get key down. Now let's test if it works. Now if we hit the space key, we can see the ball jumping. But there is a problem. If we click on the space multiple times, the ball will keep going upwards. We need to fix this by adding a new boolean variable to check if we are on the ground. Only then we should add a jump force. So let's add a boolean variable is grounded. Keep it as true by default. Now we need to check if this boolean is true. Only then we are gonna execute this script. But doing this does not make any change because this variable is always true. Once we are off the ground, we will set the is grounded variable to false. Now, as you can see, we can move the ball around, and if I hit the space, it's gonna jump only once. Now, if we move around and hit the space key, we will jump, but it's not gonna jump again. Now that's an issue, so let's fix that. We need to set the is grounded back to true when the ball hits the ground again. Only then we can jump again. For that, we are going to use a Unity function called onCollision ender. So we can check the tag of the object since we only need to check the ground. So we are going to compare if the ground is set to the ground tag. Then if so, we will set the boolean back to true. Then we can jump again. Because we are comparing the tag, we need to add a tag to the ground. Select the ground objects, then go to tag over here and you can add new tag. Ground, but it's not going to add. You have to select the ground again and assign the new tag. Now if we hit the play, you can see we can jump and we can jump again, but we won't be jump but we won't be able to jump on the air multiple times. If you are not satisfied with the jump height, you can always tweak the values from the inspector. Just choose the ball or the sphere and go down and change this jump force. Like for example, I want to make it to 10. And if I hit, you can see that it's jumping really high. But if we exit the play mode, you can see the values will be revert back to the original value because the values we changed during the play mode will not be saved. So make sure to once we came back out of the play mode, change the values here.